Alrighty, y'all. Here's another video. Here we have Anton and Dargie. Beautiful sky, beautiful water. There you go. Now you're gonna be able to hear me better. I wish I could say beautiful rowing, but we're still learning. So, one step at a time. What I tell sometimes is like, the rowing is good. We're getting a little bit better, but it's still not Instagram content. So we need to clean it up if you guys want to be featured on my Instagram. Okay. Let's see. The finishes, I would say, looks like it's falling to ice, to starboard a little bit, which means that probably we could probably bring there, Anton. I can see a little bit of space between your hands. A little bit, probably more like hands together at the finish. And Anton, I'm looking at this right now, and we might need our foot stretchers a little bit more towards the stern. But I think I kind of know what's going on. There's a lot of space here, so before I say to move it, I want to take a look at the drive later. Okay. Both of you guys have this tendency of like doing hands away, body over. I think we could be more mindful. We could be a little bit more organized. See how like we're kind of like getting the hands away, body over. Here, Anton, you can see the big space between your hands. We want to keep those hands a little bit more together. And you can see here how we're like rounding up our back rather than getting our body over from the hips. We're rounding up our back. So remember, give it some time while we get that hands away. We want to make sure that they're like extended all the way. And do the hands away, body over. Then what happens is, because we didn't get much body over, the catch position and the first part of the drive, they don't look as strong as they should be. Okay, so finish, we're doing hands away, body over. Hold those knees down for a little bit longer, you two. And same thing with the hands. Don't let them separate a lot, okay? Until you guys get here, of course, then they separate. Let me see. Anton, I don't know if you can see here how you like, it's really noticeable how you go to the catch, and then here you kind of stop for a while, wait for a while. Look at here, we have 1, 2, 3, like kind of almost 4 seconds, probably a little bit less than seconds, but like a lot of time that we spend on the catch. So we might want to like make sure that we organize the sequence, guys. Organize that sequence a little bit, and then that will give us a little bit more timing without stopping. Because I can see that you stop a little bit less, but still we should work on a little bit on the back end. Important there. Once we put the blade into the water there, I don't know if you can see how we pulling a lot with the upper body. We're pulling a lot. The arms are not bad. We're keeping a good suspension. And this is actually pretty okay for you. Sometimes we open a little bit more. But again, it all comes to getting the body over here from the hips. So more flexibility, more stretching. And then we put the blade into the water and making sure that we push a little bit more legs once the blade is in, right? I don't know what happened there. There was a lot of splashy water. Anton, we can see your arms here. We've been working on it. So I think that I want to encourage you to keep working on the wide grip, keep working on the suspension, not breaking the arms, and then making sure that we finish all the way, right? So what we were talking before is like there's a lot of the finish doesn't look like it's the drive doesn't look like it's like brought all the way to the chest. It looks like we kind of let it die here. And yes, we want a smooth, effortless finish, but we also want to make sure that we are connected into the water the whole drive. So by bringing the handle a little bit more like closer to the chest there, we're going to stay in the water a little bit longer. But again, I think that probably moving your foot stretchers towards the stern might help out. Let me see if I can get like a bit of the front video here. No, it's mostly on the side, huh? Yes, and you can see the hesitation at the catch a lot now, Anton. I mean, the boat still runs, it moves, but I think like we are spending a lot of time at the catch, and I don't know if you can see right here. How much this bow lifts by if we hang out in the catch for too long. I can see the bow kind of lifting a lot. See, like a lot at the catch, the bow lifts. So we want to make sure that we don't spend a lot of time there, because that's a lot of like speed that we're losing, a lot of like motion forward, motion towards the bow. Now we're losing. And remember, we want to move towards. We want to move with the bow. Okay, so we don't want to like wait here. We want to make sure that we're connected and we're ready to go and send the boat away. So yes, I think that that's mainly the main points here. I think that it's stuff that we've been hearing for a while, and because the video is just like from one perspective, it's really hard for me to see the blade work and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the 8 now. Oops, this one it got lost. Come on. I have a video here that I would like to like see. Let's see if I can find it. This one is like really short and you cannot see things that well, but and I think you guys were paddling in here. Let's take a look at a couple of things. I'll let you guys take a look at it actually, and then we're gonna discuss, okay? All right. It's quite short, so we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna try to keep it general. Here at the finish, we can see the different like a domino effect, right? The bow goes out first, then the middle of the boat, and lastly the stern pair. I think it's on the starboard side, doesn't look too bad, but again, feathering a little bit into the water, it could be cleaner, release there, it falls immediately. And then what happens here is that the boat is falling to starboard, because in the port side our finishes are so messy that is actually like, you know, sending the boat towards port. See here? So we are here, we're trying to get out at the same time, and then ploop, it falls to port. And then we try to overcompensate there on the port side with getting a lot of tap down, and that doesn't help our starboards. I can see, Greg, I don't know if you can see your head leaning a lot towards the port side. You're overcompensating with the body there. See here how like much to the side we go. And again, the overcompensating is not helpful in these situations. It does not help at all. We want to make sure that we work a little bit on making sure we all put the blade in and out into the water and correct the set with those handles. It looks like here, Tom, we're losing a lot of water. Earl, we're losing a lot of water at the catch. AJ, I think we start good, but the entry is still a little bit not as sharp as Greg's here. See how the blade is already into the water there on the port side. So again, we want to make sure that the blade drops into the water in an agile manner, so we don't force it, but rather we make it like agile and quick. And then kind of same thing, we can see the blade releasing really early there compared with our starboard side. And Will, you can see your shoulder here as well, the shoulder going up. And then I can also see AJ, see how the heads as we go to the finish are kind of in the same spot. So that means like we are like doing a little bit of a circle. So we put the blade we get the blade out into the water, we go towards the starboard side, and then we go towards the port, and we stay too much time on the port side. And then we suddenly go blip again to the starboard. So I want to make sure that we minimize those movements there a little bit. Try not to move around too much. We're gonna see if I can find another video there that's gonna help us out. But sometimes we're a little bit off, AJ, on that aspect. See how we're going starboard to port. We want to make sure that it's more horizontal and the body rotates towards the oarlock rather than like wiggling with the hips, okay? Zach, I can see here how much you're grabbing with the shoulders, how much you're like just trying to pull it. Same to you, Tom. You can see like here how like we're just like using straight arms and there's no body forward, so we're opening a lot with our chest there. Let's see. Earl, you kind of can see here how you're dropping your right shoulder down a lot. If you take a look at Tom, if you take a look at AJ, you can see that their shoulder is like Tom there. I like the posture that he has. Like his shoulders here are pretty like even with each other. Your shoulder, the one in the right, is falling completely on like the inside, right? And same to you, Gary. It's kind of dropping a little bit, but today we worked on it, so hopefully that will be helpful. And then we can see here how the legs, Earl, I don't know if you can see, I can see the stripes on your pants, how like the legs go down and the blade is not connecting to the water, see? And you're not the only one, don't worry. Like Tom is like driving as he's placing, AJ as well, he's pulling as he's putting the blade into the water. We're missing a lot of water there, and on the starboard side we're gonna go back to it. But remember, Earl, at this position we want a more strong position. We don't want to drop the outside shoulder at the catch. We want to make sure that we're nice and tall, and we put the blade in first before starting the leg drive. You're halfway through the drive and the blade is like not even connected in the water. Same to you, AJ, okay? So we want to make sure that we place that blade there like Greg, like the blade goes into the water directly. And same to you, Tom, a little bit more back it in more like placing first before we start the leg drive. Really quick here again, Greg, wide, probably I would say a little bit wider grip there, like Tom. We have really broad shoulders, so we don't want to be too tight over there. Again, Tom, I think we will benefit from straightening up our arms, and let's see, and Will, your shoulder there really like falling, really like not compressing that much. I have to sneeze. Woo. So yes, I'm running a little bit out of time, but I think that I've said most of the stuff. I'm gonna try to be better at taking videos this Sunday, and see here these finishes is not the cleanest. Remember, Earl and a little bit on the Tom is doing, and Greg is pretty good, but Tom, and here we can see we're leaning AJ, but we want to make sure that we are like finishing all the way to the chest here, and then getting the blade out and feather. Right now we're doing the circle, so we're pulling towards our chest as we are tapping down. So we want to make sure that it's a straight line here to the chest and then down. See, and here that's causing a little bit of early release, and it's looking pretty off here, okay? So We want to make sure that we push it all the way to the chest and then down. Push it all the way to the chest and then down, and then be a little bit more patient, okay? So yeah, look at this guy, how pretty.